PlayStation is running out of road and fast. If Sony doesn't make a serious course correction, it's going to be left at the station while gamers jump on the Xbox bandwagon, or train, or hype rocket, whatever. Let me explain. Remember whenever Microsoft bought Activision? That was huge. So big, it actually went to court. Microsoft had to promise Sony that they'd keep Call of Duty on PlayStation at least for a while. But we all knew that wasn't going to last. You don't buy a game to play it with other kids. Oh, well, maybe you do, but Bill Gates sure doesn't. Well, it looks like that time has come. Rumour has it the next Call of Duty will launch in 2026 alongside the next generation Xbox console. Yep, a new Xbox. Next year. Let that sink in. Now, losing Call of Duty isn't the end of the world for Sony. It peaked in the early 2010s, and while it's still big, there's way more competition now. But the real problem? Microsoft plans to drop a brand new console right when Call of Duty hits. That's like your roof collapsing during a thunderstorm, right after your kitchen catches fire, right after you stub your toe, right after you get burgled. Well, you get the idea. According to the court docs, Sony's next-gen PlayStation probably won't arrive until 2027. And that makes sense. There's usually a 7-year gap between generations, and the PS5 launched in 2020. Hard to believe, right? But yeah, all that was 5 years ago. But anyway, 2027 is a full year behind Xbox's plans. And that's if there's no delays. Now you might say, wait, what about the PS5 Pro? That's out and it's already unanswered by Xbox. Yeah, but there's a reason it's not called the PS6. Digital Foundry already pointed out it still uses the same CPU as the base PS5, which means limits. For example, it might struggle to run games like GTA 6 at 4K and 60 frames per second. You know what won't struggle? That possibly shiny new Xbox. It's being called a TV-friendly gaming PC. I'm far from tech savvy, but I do know this. PC picture good, console picture not always so good. So if Xbox makes 4K and 60 frames per second standard, that's a big deal. Now, specs alone don't sell a console, and PS5 outsold Xbox Series X and S combined by nearly 40 million units. That means a huge install base and a lot of loyalty. But here's the twist. Xbox Game Pass. That thing is a beast. It gives you a massive library of games, old and new, and that's something Sony still hasn't caught up to. Whether you're a casual or Chad gamer, Game Pass sort of just makes sense. So imagine this. Xbox drops a powerful new console, unchallenged. They've got better specs, the killer Game Pass, the exclusives, thanks to Activision and Bethesda, and a head start. That's a recipe for domination. They're going to get the reviews on YouTube, developers are going to be optimizing for Xbox first, and gamers will jump on board.
Tell your men they work for me now.
And suddenly, Xbox is the default next-gen console for millions. But don't count Sony out yet. Sony's not going down without a fight.
We will not go quietly into the night!
They've got their top-tier studios, a loyal fan base, and a history of pulling wins out of nowhere. Seeing Xbox drop early might actually help Sony refine the PS6 before launch, but that could also push it back further. And let's face it, gamers aren't known for being, patient. So yeah, Xbox might just win the race by starting it early, but whether that head start turns into a victory lap, or just a false start, depends how Sony responds. Either way, it's shaping up to be the start of one wild console war. Grab your popcorn, your wallet, possibly the deed to your house, and see what happens. So what do you think? Will Xbox dominate the next generation of consoles? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, see ya!